Part 1. The Foundation, Paradigm Shift in Character Ethic. Success starts from within. The Hidden Foundation of Highly Effective People, Part 1. Intro. Imagine you're climbing a ladder your entire life, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. That's the kind of wake-up call Stephen R. Covey gives us in his timeless book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In this first part of the series, we'll uncover the real foundation behind lasting success. Not shortcuts, not tips and tricks, but deep, inside-out transformation. Let's go beyond the surface and beyond the cover. Section 1. Who is Stephen R. Covey? Stephen Covey was not just an author. He was a teacher, speaker, and leadership expert. He taught people how to live with purpose, lead with integrity, and succeed without losing their values. His book sold over 40 million copies and has been translated into more than 40 languages. Presidents, CEOs, teachers, and students still use his framework today. This isn't a book about being efficient. It's about being effective. Section 2. What makes this book different? Most self-help advice give you external techniques. Time hacks, positive thinking, body language tips. Covey flips that upside down. He teaches inside-out change, where you change your character first, and results follow naturally. He says real success begins with who you are, not just what you do. Quote, private victories precede public victories. Example, you can't lead a team if you can't lead yourself. Section 3. Paradigms, how you see everything. Definition, a paradigm is the lens through which you see the world. It's your mental map, your way of thinking, judging, and reacting. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. Story example from the book. Covey tells a story about a man on a subway. His kids are running wild. Passengers are annoyed. But when the man says, their mother just died, everything shifts. That's a paradigm shift. When you change how you see, you change how you act. All 7 habits are based on changing your paradigms from the inside out. Section 4. Character ethic versus personality ethic. What's the problem with modern success advice? Covey says most advice today is built on personality ethic, quick fix techniques, image management, fake it till you make it. But true effectiveness is built on character ethic, integrity, humility, courage, patience. Quote, if I try to use human influence strategies and tactics while my character is flawed, people will see it. I simply won't be able to sustain the effort. Metaphor, character is the root. Personality is the fruit. You can't fix a rotten tree by painting the apples. Section 5. Inside out versus outside in. Outside in mentality. Blaming circumstances. Focusing on others' behavior. Relying on external motivation. Inside out mentality. Taking responsibility. Building self-discipline. Focusing on your response, not just a problem. If you want to have a more peaceful marriage, be a more peaceful partner. If you want more trust at work, become more trustworthy. It always starts with you. Section 6. The 7 Habits Overview Teaser. Now that we've explored the foundation, let's preview where we're headed in the rest of the series. The 7 habits are divided into 3 stages. Private victory, habits 1 to 3. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Public victory, habits 4 to 6. Think win-win. Seek first understand. Synergize. Renewal, habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Each habit builds on the last. But none of them matter unless you first accept that true change starts from within. Final takeaway. You can't fake growth. You can't hack your way to character. If you want real effectiveness in life, work, and relationships, it starts with shifting your mindset and focusing on becoming better, not just doing better. You don't attract success, you attract who you are. Part 2. Habit 1, be proactive. You are not a victim. Master habit 1. Be proactive, the 7 Habits series. Intro. Why do some people rise, even in the worst situations, while others stay stuck, blaming the world? The answer lies in habit 1, be proactive. Stephen Covey says this is a foundation of all personal power. In this episode, we break down what it truly means to take charge of your life. not by controlling everything, but by choosing how you respond to anything. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1. What does it mean to be proactive? Most people think being proactive just means taking initiative or acting first. But in Covey's world, it means something deeper. It means recognizing that you are responsible for your life. Being proactive means you don't blame circumstances. You don't wait for change. You create it. You take ownership of your thoughts, words, and actions. Covey says we are not just products of our genes or environment. We are responsible. We have the ability to choose our response in any situation. Section 2. The space between stimulus and response. Covey shares a powerful insight. Between what happens to you, stimulus, and how you respond, there is a space. And in that space is your power to choose. In that space lives self-awareness, imagination, conscience, independent will. You can pause, think, reflect, choose. You don't have to be reactive. You don't have to be driven by anger, impulse, or fear. Section 3. Reactive people versus proactive people. Reactive people let moods, weather, and other people dictate how they feel and act. Say things like, "There's nothing I can do," or "That's just how I am." Use language that gives away their power. Proactive people use language of responsibility and ownership. Say things like, "I choose, I prefer, I will." Focus on what they can control. Covey says your language is a mirror of your mindset. Change your words. Change your power. Section 4. The circle of concern versus circle of influence. Covey introduces a powerful visual. 2 circles. The circle of concern includes everything you worry about: politics, weather, economy, other people's behavior. The circle of influence includes what you can actually do something about: your attitude, your actions, your decisions. Proactive people focus on their circle of influence, and as they do, it grows. Reactive people focus on their circle of concern, and their influence shrinks. Key idea: if you focus your energy where you have power, you become more powerful. Section 5. That's just the way I am. The myth of determinism. Covey challenges the idea that we are helpless victims of our background. He explains 3 types of determinism. Genetic determinism. I am the way I am because of my DNA. Psychic determinism. I act this way because of my childhood. Environmental determinism. It's because of the people around me or the situation I'm in. While all of these influence us, they do not control us. You have the power to rewrite your story. Section 6. The power of proactive language. Reactive language. I can't. They won't let me. That's just the way I am. Proactive language. I choose to. Let's figure out a way. I can create a different result. Covey reminds us that even in the worst conditions, illness, prison, tragedy, people have found freedom through the power of choice. He often refers to Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, who taught that the last human freedom is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. Section 7. Action steps to practice being proactive. Notice your language. Start replacing reactive phrases with proactive ones. List your circle of concern versus circle of influence. Shift your focus to things you can control today. Pause before you react. In every emotionally charged moment, take a breath. Use the space between stimulus and response. Take small ownership steps. Make one small proactive choice each day, even something like keeping a promise to yourself. Final takeaway. Habit 1 is not about doing more. It's about becoming more. It's about reclaiming the power you already have, the power to choose your response. Being proactive doesn't mean pretending things are perfect. It means taking responsibility for what you do next, no matter what happens. If you can master this habit, you lay the foundation for every other habit that follows. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. Part 3. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Design your life with purpose. Master Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. 7 Habit Series. Intro. What will they say about you at your funeral? This sounds uncomfortable, but it's one of the most important questions you'll ever ask. Stephen Covey's Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Challenges us to stop living on autopilot and start living by design. In this episode, you'll learn how to clarify your personal vision, define success for yourself, and make every action count. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? To begin with the end in mind means to start each day, project, or life goal with a clear vision of your destination. Know where you're going so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. It's not just about long-term goals. It's about aligning your choices today with the legacy you want to leave behind. Covey puts it simply, all things are created twice, first in the mind, then in reality. Section 2. The funeral visualization exercise. Covey invites readers to imagine attending their own funeral. You walk into the room, see your friends and family, and you hear 4 people give speeches about you: a family member, a close friend, a co-worker, a community or spiritual leader. What do you want them to say about your character, your contribution, your values? This exercise forces you to define what matters most and whether you're living in alignment with it right now. Section 3. Leadership versus management. Habit 2 is about leadership, not management. Leadership is doing the right things. Management is doing things right. Many people are excellent at managing their time, resources, and energy, but they're climbing the wrong ladder. That's why Covey says, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, every step we take just gets us to the wrong place faster. This habit ensures your ladder is against the right wall. Section 4. Creating a personal mission statement. A mission statement is a written expression of your personal values, goals, and principles. It becomes your internal compass, helping you say yes to the right things and no to distractions. Your mission statement should answer, what matters most to me? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I want to contribute? How do I want to treat others? Covey encourages people to write it down and review it often, because when you know your purpose, it becomes easier to make hard decisions. Section 5. Living by principles, not by people or circumstances. Most people live by feelings. I don't feel like doing it today. Other people's opinions. What will they think? Circumstances. It's not the right time. Habit 2 encourages us to live by principles. Timeless values that guide our actions no matter what's happening around us. Principles like integrity, service, growth, responsibility, respect. Living by principles keeps you grounded even when life gets chaotic. Section 6. Roles and goals. Covey suggests identifying your key roles in life, such as parent, partner, professional, friend, community member. Then ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be in this role? What is one long-term and one short-term goal I can set for this area of my life? This process helps you act with intention and balance, rather than drifting aimlessly or overworking in one area while neglecting others. Section 7. Real-life application. Do the funeral visualization. Write down what you hope people will say about you. Be honest. Reflect. Draft your mission statement. It can be 1 paragraph, 1 sentence, or even a list of core values. Keep it where you'll see it, on your phone, in your journal, or at your desk. Clarify your roles. Write down your key roles in life and set one meaningful goal for each. Audit your weekly schedule. Ask, is how I'm spending my time aligned with who I want to become? Check your compass. When you're unsure or overwhelmed, return to your mission and values. Let them guide your next step. Final takeaway. If habit 1 says you are the creator, then habit 2 says now decide what you'll create. You're not just living, you're designing. Without a vision, you'll default to routine, distraction, and pressure from others. With a vision, every action starts to carry meaning. The power to shape your life begins with one simple question. Who do I want to become? Part 4. Habit 3. Put first things first. Stop being busy. Start being effective. Habit 3. Put first things first 7 habit series. Intro. Have you ever felt like you were working all day, but still not moving forward? We answer emails, attend meetings, rush from task to task, but we're not actually living out our biggest priorities. Habit 3 from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People teaches us how to shift from busyness to true effectiveness. Today, we'll explore how to manage your time by managing yourself. so you can focus on what truly matters. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1, From Vision to Action. Habit 3 is the natural next step after Habit 2. Habit 1, you are in control. Habit 2, decide what matters most. Habit 3, now do it. It's about executing your priorities, living your values, and turning vision into daily behavior. Covey calls this the habit of personal management, managing your time, energy, and focus based on your mission and long-term goals. Section 2, the Time Management Matrix, 4 quadrants. Covey introduces a famous framework, the Time Management Matrix, divided into 4 quadrants. Quadrant I, urgent and important. Crises, deadlines, pressing problems. Often necessary, but stressful if you live here all the time. Quadrant 2, not urgent but important. Planning, relationship building, learning, health, self-renewal, prevention. This is where real growth happens. This is where proactive people live. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important. Distractions in disguise. Some meetings, phone calls, notifications. Things that feel urgent but don't align with your mission. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. Time wasters, mindless scrolling, escape activities. Living here leads to stagnation and regret. Key lesson, highly effective people spend more and more time in Quadrant 2, important but not urgent, and reduce time in the others. Section 3, the power of saying no. To put first things first, you must learn to say no, not out of laziness, but out of principle. Every yes is a no to something else. Covey says that we often get caught in the trap of pleasing others, avoiding conflict, or chasing the urgent, and we sacrifice the truly important. You need the courage to say no to distractions, no to interruptions, no to things that don't serve your mission. Only then can you say yes to your highest values. Section 4, delegation and empowerment. Habit 3 also includes the art of effective delegation. There are 2 kinds of delegation. Go for delegation. Go for this, go for that. You give tasks but keep control. Stewardship delegation. You give responsibility, results, and trust. In life and leadership, empowering others multiplies your impact. You stop micromanaging and start leading. Section 5, independent will, the discipline to act. While Habit 2 is based on imagination, vision, Habit 3 is based on willpower and discipline. It's a test of character. Can you align your actions with your values even when it's uncomfortable? Examples: waking up early to work on your goal, saying no to easy pleasure for long-term progress, choosing health over convenience, working on a relationship instead of avoiding a hard conversation. Covey says effective people act based on values, not moods or impulses. Section 6, weekly planning with principles. To live out Habit 3, Covey recommends weekly planning, not just daily task lists. Steps: identify your roles, parent, creator, employee, learner, etc. Set key goals for each role this week. Schedule your priorities, not just prioritize your schedule. Place Quadrant 2 tasks into your week first, before the urgent things take over. This is how you live a balanced, principle-centered life over time. Section 7, practice and reflection. Audit your week. Where did your time go last week? Which quadrant dominated? Identify 3 Quadrant 2 activities: health, skill building, family time, journaling. Schedule them this week. Say no once this week. Say no to something unimportant. And protect what truly matters. Plan your week ahead. Use roles, goals, and values as your foundation. This habit requires continuous effort, but it's what separates people who drift from those who grow. Final takeaway. Habit 3 challenges you to live out what you say is important. Don't let urgent distractions define your life. Don't let someone else's priorities take over your schedule. Don't be busy being busy. If you create a vision in Habit 2, now is the time to live it. One choice, one moment, 1 week at a time. Put first things first means saying, I will not sacrifice what matters most for what matters now. Part 5, Habit 4, Think Win-Win. The mindset that changes everything. Habit 4, Think Win-Win 7 Habit Series. Intro. Most people approach life like it's a competition. If I win, you lose. If you succeed, I fail. But what if that mindset is what's holding us all back? Habit 4 from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey teaches us a radical yet powerful way to think. You don't have to lose for me to win. We can win together. In this episode, we explore how to build relationships, solve problems, and lead with abundance, not scarcity. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1. What does think win-win mean? Win-win is a frame of mind that says there's enough success for everyone. Life isn't a zero-sum game. Relationships and outcomes can benefit both sides. It's not just about being nice. It's about being strong, confident, and committed to mutual benefit. Covey calls it the habit of interpersonal leadership. Section 2. The 6 paradigms of human interaction. Covey identifies 6 possible ways people interact. Win-lose, I win, you lose. Based on competition, control, power. Common in schools, sports, and some families. Lose-win, I lose, you win. People-pleasing, avoiding conflict. Leads to resentment and low self-respect. Lose-lose, if I can't win, neither can you. Mutual destruction, rooted in revenge or bitterness. Win, I win. I don't care what happens to you. Independent thinking with no collaboration. Win-win, let's both win. Collaborative, respectful, built on abundance. Win-win or no deal. If we can't both win, we walk away. High trust, long-term thinking. No pressure to compromise core values. The best relationships are built on win-win or no deal. Mutual respect, mutual success. Section 3. Win-win requires 3 key character traits. To truly think win-win, Covey says you need 3 foundational qualities. Integrity. Be true to your values. Speak honestly. Follow through. Maturity. Balance courage with consideration. Stand up for your own needs while respecting others. Abundance mentality. Believe there's enough to go around. Success is not limited. Someone else's win doesn't threaten your own. Scarcity thinking creates envy and fear. Abundance thinking creates trust and possibility. Section 4. Win-win performance agreements. Covey shares a practical application of win-win. Stewardship agreements. Clear, mutual agreements that focus on results. Instead of micromanaging, a win-win agreement focuses on desired results, guidelines, resources, accountability, consequences, both good and bad. This approach works in business, teams, and even families. It builds trust, ownership, and clarity. Section 5. Emotional bank accounts. Covey introduces the idea of emotional bank accounts, a metaphor for the trust level in any relationship. Every act of kindness, honesty, and follow-through is a deposit. Every act of betrayal, disrespect, or broken promise is a withdrawal. Win-win only works when the emotional bank account is full. Otherwise, people assume you're manipulating them. To build strong relationships, keep commitments. Apologize sincerely. Listen before you speak. Clarify expectations. Show personal loyalty. Trust takes time to build and seconds a break. Section 6. Win-win at work, home, and in life. At work, instead of blaming, seek shared solutions. Build teams where credit is shared, not hoarded. At home, teach kids to solve problems cooperatively. Make agreements instead of issuing commands. In relationships, let go of "I'm right." Focus on understanding and finding common ground. Covey emphasizes, win-win doesn't mean everyone gets their way. It means we work together for mutual benefit and walk away with mutual respect. Section 7. How to practice win-win thinking. Examine your thinking. Are you secretly win-lose or lose-win? Do you compete too much or avoid conflict too often? Look for shared wins. In your next negotiation, ask, how can we both benefit from this? Use win-win language. Replace "I need" with "how can we both succeed?" Use words like together, mutual benefit, and share goal. Build the emotional bank account. Make consistent deposits in your key relationships this week. Try win-win or no deal. When values conflict, have the courage to walk away rather than settle for lose-win. Final takeaway. Thinking win-win is more than just positive thinking. It's a powerful way to live and lead. You stop seeing life as a battlefield and start seeing it as a creative opportunity. You move from control to collaboration, from comparison to contribution. As Covey says, win-win is not a technique. It's a total philosophy of human interaction. If you want lasting success in business, in love, in life, start thinking win-win. Part 6. Habit 5. Seek, first understand, then to be understood. Why no one listens and how to fix it. Habit 5. Seek, first understand, 7 Habit Series. Intro. You listen to reply, not to understand. That one sentence describes why most conversations fail. Habit 5 from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People isn't just about communication. It's about connection, empathy, trust, and influence. In this episode, you'll learn why listening is the most powerful leadership skill you're probably not using, and how it can transform your relationships. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1. The Listening Problem. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. They're not hearing the speaker's words. They're preparing their own. Covey calls this autobiographical listening. We filter everything through your own story, like, I know exactly how you feel. That happened to me too. Let me tell you what I think. The result? People feel unheard, invalidated, or even judged, even if your intention was good. Section 2. The Power of Empathic Listening. Empathic listening means listening with the intent to truly understand the other person's point of view, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. It's not about fixing the problem. It's about making the other person feel seen and heard. Empathic listening goes beyond words. You listen for tone of voice, body language, emotion beneath the message. When someone feels deeply understood, 3 things happen. They relax. They feel safe. They open up. Only then are they ready to hear your perspective. Section 3. The 5 levels of listening. Covey describes 5 levels of listening. Ignoring, not listening at all. Pretending, giving fake attention. Selective listening, hearing only what you want. Attentive listening, paying attention to words. Empathic listening, understanding meaning and feeling. Most people stop at level 4, but true communication only begins at level 5. Section 4. Why understanding must come first. Why does Covey place understanding before being understood? Because it builds trust and influence. When you truly understand someone, they feel safe. They stop defending. They're more open to hearing your point of view. In conflict, we usually fight to be understood first, and that escalates things. But when you listen first, you de-escalate emotion, build common ground, turn disagreement into dialogue. This habit is especially powerful in marriages, parenting, leadership, and negotiation. Section 5. How to practice empathic listening. Covey outlines 4 steps to practice empathic listening. Listen without interrupting. Don't fill the silence. Don't jump in. Just listen. Reflect content. Repeat back what they said in your own words. Reflect feeling. Try to name the emotion behind the words. It sounds like you're really frustrated. You're feeling disappointed, right? Validate before responding. Only share your thoughts after they feel understood. Ask, did I get that right? Or is there more? This shows humility, care, and real interest, and it builds instant trust. Section 6. Seek to be understood with courage and clarity. Once the other person feels understood, it's time for the second half. Seek to be understood. This is where you express your thoughts clearly. Speak from your values, not emotions. Avoid blame or exaggeration. Covey recommends using I language. I feel, I believe. What matters to me is. When both people feel heard, conflict becomes collaboration. Section 7. Real-life applications. At work. In team meetings. Listen to understand the intent behind ideas, not just the words. Don't interrupt. Repeat what others say to confirm understanding. In relationships, before offering advice, ask, do you want me to listen or help you solve it? With kids, reflect their feelings. You seem upset. Want to talk about it. with customers or clients. Practice empathy before pitching solutions. The more you listen, the more influence you earn. Final takeaway. Habit 5 is the bridge between self-mastery, habits 1 to 3, and relationship mastery, habits 4 to 6. When you listen first, without judgment, without agenda, you honor the other person's humanity. You create safety. You invite honesty. And only then do you earn the right to be heard. As Covey says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. This principle is a key to effective interpersonal communication. Part 7. Habit 6. Synergize. 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. The power of true teamwork. Habit 6. Synergize 7 habit series. Intro. What if you and your team could consistently produce results better than anything you could do alone? What if your differences, instead of dividing you, actually made you stronger? Habit 6 of Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is about just that. It's called Synergize, and it teaches us how to create magic through collaboration. Let's unlock the kind of results that only happen when people truly work together. Let's go beyond the cover. Section 1. What is synergy? Synergy means a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's when 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2. It equals 3 or 10 or even 100. In nature, synergy is everywhere. A forest is more than just trees. A hive is more than just bees. A symphony is more than just instruments. In people, synergy happens when diverse perspectives come together to create new possibilities. Section 2. Synergy is creative cooperation. Synergy is not just cooperation. It's creative cooperation. It's when people respect each other's differences, build on each other's strengths, are open to new ideas they couldn't create alone. Covey says synergy is the essence of principle-centered leadership, but most people avoid differences. We're taught to compete, not collaborate, be right, not understand, blend in, not stand out. Synergy requires a shift in mindset from defensive to creative. Section 3. The prerequisites for synergy. Synergy isn't automatic. It needs 3 key ingredients. High trust. Without trust, people won't share ideas or take risks. High respect. People must feel safe to speak honestly and disagree without judgment. Win-win thinking. If everyone's trying to win at the other's expense, synergy dies. This ties directly to habit 4. Think win-win. When these are present, even conflict becomes productive. Section 4. The synergy continuum. Covey explains that people operate on a spectrum of interaction. Defensive, low-trust people protect their opinions, avoid risk, and shut down new ideas. Respectful, medium-trust people tolerate differences, but don't seek them out. Synergistic, high-trust people welcome differences, seek new ideas, and co-create solutions. The goal is to move from defensiveness to synergy, especially in teams, families, and leadership. Section 5. Valuing differences. Most people see differences as problems. But Covey says, differences are strengths when understood and valued. If 2 people have the same opinion, one of them isn't necessary. Real creativity only happens when diverse ideas collide. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try saying, "That's interesting. Tell me more." Synergy invites curiosity over criticism. Section 6. Examples of synergy in action. In teams, a creative thinker and a detail-oriented planner may clash, but together, they build ideas that are both innovative and practical. In families, parents and children often see the world differently. Instead of fighting, use those differences to create better family systems and understanding. In conflict resolution, when people listen deeply and seek third alternatives, they often discover solutions that satisfy everyone, better than any compromise. Covey calls this a third alternative, a solution neither side originally thought of, but that's better than both. Section 7. How to practice synergy daily. Here are 5 ways to activate synergy in your life. Welcome differences. Don't just tolerate, celebrate opposing views. Ask, what can I learn from this? Listen empathically. Build on habit 5. Listen first, deeply, before offering your opinion. Look for third alternatives. In conflict, ask, Is there a better solution than either of ours? Collaborate on purpose. Invite others to co-create. Don't try to do everything yourself. Build psychological safety. In teams, create an environment where people feel safe to speak up. Synergy isn't just about working together. It's about creating something new together. Final takeaway. Habit 6 is the habit of creative collaboration. It transforms differences from threats into assets. It turns conflict into innovation. And it changes your relationships, teams, and leadership style forever. As Stephen Covey says, when we value differences and work together creatively, we arrive at better solutions than anyone else could alone. Synergy is not about being the same. It's about being better together. Part 8. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Why you're burned out and how to fix it. Habit 7. Sharpen the Saw 7 Habit Series Finale. Intro. You can't keep cutting with a dull blade, no matter how hard you work. That's what most people miss about success. They push, they grind, they burn out. But Stephen Covey's final habit, Sharpen the Saw, is about the opposite. It's about renewal, balance, and how to stay effective for a lifetime. Let's go beyond the cover and discover why the best investment you can make is in yourself. Section 1. The Saw Metaphor. Covey tells a story of a man frantically sawing down a tree. He's exhausted and making little progress. When someone suggests he stop and sharpen his saw, the man replies, "I don't have time to sharpen the saw. I'm too busy sawing." That's how most people live. We spend all our time doing and no time renewing, which leads to exhaustion, poor performance, and burnout. Habit 7 is a habit of preserving and enhancing your greatest asset, you. Section 2. The 4 dimensions of renewal. Sharpening the saw means regularly renewing yourself in 4 key areas. 1. Physical renewal. Exercise, nutrition, rest, stress management. Why it matters. When your body is tired, everything suffers. Focus, energy, discipline, mood. Taking care of your body gives you the fuel to stay effective. 2. Mental renewal. Reading, writing, studying, critical thinking, planning. Why it matters. You must keep your mind sharp to make smart decisions. Mental renewal is about expanding your knowledge and organizing your thoughts. 3. Emotional/social renewal. Building meaningful relationships. Practicing empathy. Giving and receiving love. Spending time with people who uplift you. Why it matters. Human connection gives us motivation, resilience, and emotional health. Without it, even success can feel empty. 4. Spiritual renewal. Reflection, meditation, or prayer. Time in nature. Connecting with your values and purpose. Why it matters. Spiritual renewal anchors you. It gives your life direction and your work meaning. These 4 areas support each other. Neglect one, and the others suffer. Section 3. The power of balance. The goal is balance, not perfection. You don't have to spend hours every day on each area. Instead, build small, consistent habits in all 4 dimensions. For example, a 30-minute walk, physical, 20 minutes of reading, mental, a meaningful conversation, emotional, a moment of silence or journaling, spiritual. This habit is like recharging a battery, not just once, but regularly. Section 4. Renewal enables growth. Habit 7 isn't just about self-care. It's about continuous improvement, becoming better over time. When you renew yourself regularly, you increase capacity, prevent burnout, deepen your effectiveness, stay aligned with your purpose. This habit empowers all the others. Without it, the previous 6 habits fade with time. Section 5. Why most people skip this habit. In a world obsessed with productivity, rest feels like laziness. But Covey teaches that renewal is productive. Think of it like this. If your phone dies, you plug it in. But when you feel drained, do you recharge or push harder? Sharpening the saw isn't selfish. It's responsible. You can't pour from an empty cup. Not for your work, your relationships, or your goals. Section 6. Building a renewal routine. Here's how to implement Habit 7. Audit your habits. How often do you exercise, read, connect, or reflect? Schedule your renewal. Make it a part of your week, not just when you burn out. Keep it simple. Even 10 minutes of intentional practice makes a difference. Protect your energy. Eliminate distractions that drain you unnecessarily. Review weekly. Ask, am I growing in all four dimensions? The more consistently you renew, the more consistently you perform. Final takeaway. Habit 7 is a habit of self-renewal, balance, and long-term effectiveness. It reminds us that success isn't just about doing more. It's about becoming more. When you sharpen the saw, you stay grounded, stay energized, stay growing. And that's the real secret to being highly effective, not just for a week or a year, but for life. OUTRO Series Wrap-Up. You just completed the journey through the 7 habits of highly effective people. Let's quickly review. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. Think win-win. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize. Sharpen the saw. These habits form a powerful framework, not just for success, but for a life of principle, purpose, and peace. If this series brought you clarity or inspiration, subscribe to Beyond the Cover and let us know your biggest takeaway. And remember, you don't just read books to learn. You read to transform. So take these habits, live them out, and build the life only you were meant to live. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep going beyond the cover.